Hello everyone, I am Hamza Rawal and I will be presenting our work GC-VTON, predicting globally consistent and occlusion-aware local flows with neighborhood integrity preservation for virtual try-on. This is a joint work with Junaid, Ahmad and Farooq Zaman. The goal of the virtual try-on, given a person image and a target garment image, is to generate a try-on image such that the person is wearing the target garment. Textual details of the target garment must be preserved, traces of the original garment should not be present in the final image, and non-garment regions should be preserved. Generally, modern methods employ a flow-based garment warping module to match the target person pose. The warped garment is then input to a generator with the original image to generate the final try-on image. Due to the challenging nature of the problem, existing methods run into various issues, including failure to preserve local garment textures and aligning global garment boundaries. They also fail at handling occlusions via various sources, such as body parts and other garments. Finally, the existing flow-based warping methods use regularization losses to get smooth warping flows. These losses have inherent limitations due to the nature of their design. We will get to that in the upcoming slides. Failure to resolve these challenges results in various distortions and artifacts in the generated try-on images. Therefore, it's necessary to take care of these limitations. Here is an example of a state-of-the-art method running into various artifacts in challenging conditions, like hands occlusions, tucked-in shirt style, and hair occlusion. In our approach, we propose to simultaneously preserve local textures and align global boundaries using two separate warping modules, the LocalNet and GlobalNet. We handle occlusions via a predicted body parts visibility mask that is used to mask out occluded regions in the warped garment. Finally, we introduce a new flow regularization loss that addresses the limitations of the existing regularization losses. Here is an overview of our network. We use two encoders, a person encoder to encode person representations, and a garment encoder to encode the garment. The encoded information is refined through a series of warping blocks at different resolutions. The final flow is used to warp the original garment, and the body parts visibility mask is combined with hair and bottom garment masks to make the final visibility mask. This visibility mask is then used to handle occlusions in the warped garment. The warped garment and person representations are then input to a generator to generate the final try-on image. In virtual try-on, flow regularization losses are used to prevent irregular flows so that the warped garment is free of distortions. An example of such a loss is second-order smoothness loss, where the goal is to ensure equal distance between the vertical and horizontal neighbors of a point on a flow field. The losses have inherent flaws which result in subpar try-on results. For example, they treat squeezing and stretching artifacts in the same manner, although both artifacts have distinct nature and therefore need different treatment. Moreover, these losses are local in nature and do not take global changes into account while adjusting flows in local windows. We propose a new regularization loss called Neighborhood Integrity Preserving Regularization (NIPR). NIPR is artifacts aware and appropriately penalizes each type of artifact. NIPR is also globally informed and takes global changes into account while adjusting flows in local windows. NIPR essentially discovers texture integrity violations, that is, stretching or squeezing in local neighborhoods of flow fields, and penalizes the flow predicting networks to mitigate these artifacts. To formulate NIPR, we add a new term to the second-order flow regularization loss. The neighborhood integrity preservation component calculates the loss based on the global changes in height or width, denoted here by R. The stretching term reduces the distance between neighbors to mitigate the stretching artifact. The squeezing term increases the distance between neighbors to mitigate the squeezing artifact. Here is an illustration of a bad warp where there is squeezing in width dimension, but the second order regularization failed to assign any penalty. NIPR successfully discovers the artifact and appropriately penalizes the network. Quantitative results show superiority over existing SOTA methods over paired and unpaired matrix, as well as human study. The results are shown on VTON HD dataset. Qualitative results reveal that our method consistently generates better and natural results that preserves necessary garment details as compared to existing methods, which run into various distortions. Additional results show superiority of our method in conditions like occlusion by hands and tucked-in garment style. We compare NIPR to the existing second-order loss function that and show that NIPR better minimizes the stretching and squeezing artifacts. In conclusion, we propose to disentangle global boundary alignment and local texture preservation tasks to allow network to equally focus on both tasks. We predict a body parts visibility mask to handle artifacts due to occlusions. We introduce a new flow regularization loss, NIPR, that integrates global garment changes to adjust local flows. NIPR is also artifact aware and thus appropriately penalizes squeezing and stretching artifacts. Thank you.